Hello everyone, it's Quenches Gaming here, and it's hot as hell in the UK, so I'm going to make this quick. I just wanted to talk about gaming in general, and how it's kind of... I've lost all interest, I don't know what to do with the channel now. Um, but yeah, it's not great. I I keep flickering between, hey, should I make a game? Should I try and make something? And I'm like, all right, we'll do that. And then I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me. I don't have the capacity for all this blueprinting, coding, and the like. I can make 3D models. That's about it. I can't rig them, can't animate, can't do anything. So I'm like, god damn. Can't even make the game I came up with an entire premise about. And I'm just like, god damn. It's a wild time being a like a lover of games and stuff like that. I'm just like playing games that I just can't feel the I just can't get into it, you know? And it's like, oh, maybe it's an indicator that I need to move on from that gaming is just not for me anymore. I've lost interest. But then there's like those spouts of like intense like, hey, I really want to play a game. So I am interested in playing games. It's just there's not much here to offer that for me personally. Like I'm I really want a the next Elder Scrolls basically. But with how Bethesda is going about themselves and stuff like that, with their, their current, downsizing, it feels like losing different brands and stuff. It feels like there's an issue with Bethesda and there's an issue with Xbox, issue with PlayStation, and I just feel like we're going to be losing a lot of what it is to make games to weird stuff, or no passion, or there's just like a lack of proper storytelling and innovation and stuff like that. And I feel like we're going to lose that. So when it comes to our favorite franchises, I feel like we are losing it. Like I tried to play some Fallout and stuff, but the premise of Fallout 4 just didn't get me. And well, it's not the premise, it's how it was presented with the four choices of dialogue and the little descriptions instead of a box that had detailed sentences in. I think it was crazy what they did for Fallout 4. I think, looking back on it and having the little prompts with X, Y, and B, I just think it was nuts. And then Fallout 76 sort of going back to how it was, and I'm like, yeah, I like this. It's the first person zoom in, it's okay. But I think having a dynamic camera, so you it pans to you and you have your options to say, and then it pans back once you've selected it to the person you're speaking to. I think that's a good idea, because I even downloaded a mod for that, and I used that and played that, and I was like, yeah, I like this. It zooms on me when I'm thinking about something, like with Baldur's Gate, how it does that. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. I just wish Baldur's Gate was a third-person action RPG with the story elements and relationships that are quite like that. And I think that would honestly be the best game ever. All the choices, all the decisions you can make, but with, a third-person action game. With combat ideally like Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma 2 is... I really like it. I like the combat, I like the spells and stuff like that. I just wish the story had more. It just had more. Looking back now, and removing the rose-tinted glasses of not having a Dragon's Dogma for the past 12 years, and seeing that, yeah, they really fumbled the story on this. They really, it, it's just like you can see where it could have been so cool. The Arisen to rise to the level of sovereign, and taking out this false Arisen, before facing Grigori, would have been better than what we got. So it was like you don't even get a chance to have a proper fight with the fake Arisen. So yeah, I feel like they either ran out of time, ran out of money or something, to not put in a decent story. Which is a shame, because it had all the stuff there. It could have been so good, and it failed. Again, which seems to be like a big story of gaming right now that, it's just not doing it anymore for people. And I really understand it. I really see it too. And that's why people are getting like, yo, I don't want to play this anymore. It's boring, and I'm trying that no companion run in Dragon's Dogma, and gosh, I just can't get myself to play the game anymore. Like, it's just the story's naff, and then the combat becomes kind of difficult and kind of boring and repetitive once you haven't got your companions there, and then it becomes really easy as you level up and get like cool gear and stuff, and you're just like, where's the challenge? But then you've also got the boring story, so you're just like, and it feels like they kind of did a Todd Howard on us, and they said like, yeah, you can do this, do this, do this, and then you come to the actual game, and it's like, yeah, it's not really there, is it? It's not there as you mentioned it, so not really replayable. As well as just like, what do you call them? Just common, what do you call them? Quality of life things. So once you've searched a cave, once you've been all the way through it, it should be like ticked off. It should have a tick. Like, hey, you've done it, or at least like go a little bit like faded or something, or like, yeah, you've been here before. Keep exploring, have a look around, and it should be like, if you start a new character, everything should be hidden again. But if if you keep going through cycles and stuff as the Arisen, then it still should persist and like, you've done this, this, and this. Head over here. We haven't done this, this, and this. So you can still get more content out of it once you've completed it by going through these new dungeons and stuff. But there isn't that. So you get confused of where you've been and where you haven't been, because it removes the fog of war kind of thing. So you're just like, oh, okay, great. Now I have lost track of where I've been, what I've been doing, because it's removed that greyness, which is just annoying. Just so annoying. Like, it makes little sense. They needed to make that game a little bit better and stuff like that. And then we just kind of like Helldivers. What is going on with that game? There's war bonds coming out, and the weapons are just like, why would I use this? Why would I use this? And it's fairly disappointing. It's really disappointing, in fact. I know it's a live service game, but I feel like it's, you want to play how you want to play. If you want to use like a cool, automatic machine gun kind of thing as your primary, and then like a revolver as your secondary or whatever, they need to all have a better oomph. So there's like, there isn't, they keep getting at like, oh yeah, we don't want any meta. But there clearly is a meta, because if you use other guns compared to other guns, they're not even on the same level, and you just perform terrible. So probably having, different types of little effects on the weapons, but keeping the damage pretty powerful, so you can, get through things pretty easily. But like, what you have to worry is sheer amount of numbers and firepower that you come against, which is kind of the thing Helldivers always kind of been about. Facing overwhelming numbers, either gunning through it or like, dying, or be like, hey, let's loop around, let's not do this, let's strategize, let's use our stratagems. And that's where the main, thing comes from it, rather than the weapons are just here to get you from A to B. But because they're so crap, they fail to get you to A and B, which is kind of annoying. And then the armor systems in that game, I just don't like. Like, I just wish, I think games need to go back to like, yeah, you can you have an undersuit, you have your main body armor, light, heavy, your torso armor. You have some pauldrons you can wear. You have some arm guards you can wear. You have some underneath clothes you can change up. You have some shin and knee pads, and then a helmet. Mix and match, go crazy like that, and there you go, done. Play the game, look great, choose your colors, and have fun. But no, it's sort of like setting thing. It's because gaming is getting so expensive to make, whereas ages ago, with all that customization, all that change you could do, you you know, you're not allowed to do it anymore because it costs an arm and a leg to bloody make. And it's just like, well, why is it getting so expensive? And there's so much stuff about that is just crazy. And you're just like, well, that's why games are getting less customizable and, you know, fun and stuff, because you're taking away the choices the player has by, like, they can't dress the way they want, they can't use the guns that they want to, you know, and modify the guns, which, you know, there used to be games where you could do all that and they were all in one game, but now you can't do that. So it's just like, oh, you know, I just don't care about, you know, the games have become less complex, more streamlined, but they've become that streamlined that it's just boring. That there's no choice, there's no, like, you know, proper fun, which is just a shame. 'Cause that's what games are all about: having fun, having it fun your way. And it's just not there anymore. It's just boring and dull, and it's a shame. It's a real shame when it comes to that. Even though the tech is getting more advanced, like I had a look, I downloaded Unreal Engine 5.4, and what they're doing with the locomotion stuff, you know, getting rid of like, not getting rid, but like getting rid of like state machines and stuff, and just using the animations and going off that kind of thing. I thought that was crazy. That's great. That's cool. That's so cool. Yeah, do more of that. But it's unfortunately, it's just not going the way people want it. Even though the tech's getting better, getting more, you know, like Unreal Engine is just unreal, but yet it's still getting, like, gaming just isn't there anymore. And I'm like, but the tech's getting better, the tools are getting better. You know, it's a strange thing, isn't it, with gaming lately? And I think it's maybe I just have a feeling that it wants to get rid of the older gamers by, you know, you know, making them hate what's happening, getting them to move on to, I don't know, something else, reading books, films. Well, even films are crap, so it's like, yeah, you know, actually, you know what? Just work, and then die, and then they just kind of focus on the younger audience that doesn't really have an opinion about things. And by younger audience, I mean, like, you know, whilst you're growing up. So, like, from sort of maybe 12, 13, 14 to 15, 16 kind of audience, I reckon. That's what they're probably going to go for. Once they've, you know, bodged up everything that is, like, mature rating. So basically everything's going to become like a Fortnite kind of thing. Like, what happened to Gears of War? Like, that was just like, oh god, it's an 18 plus game, but you're like making things like for children that they would want, you know, kind of thing. And it's just like, yeah, you have no idea who your audience is anymore, and the game is too old for the audience you want. So what you playing at, dude? You know, it's, you know, they've brought this on themselves with the issue that's going on with the industry. And because, you know, kids are like, oh, I'm more into, you know, younger things and stuff, yet you've got these big established franchises that they want to make money from. But then again, like, their target audience doesn't make money. They don't work. It's, you know, I just feel like there's so much confusion of what they want to do and who they want to target and stuff like that, that they've totally messed up the entire thing. That they can't make proper proper money how they used to make in, back in the day, they can't hit that anymore because they're so broad, they're so confused, they haven't got their target niche anymore, and they don't want their target niche anymore, but still they can't move anywhere. So it's just like, yeah, it's not working. It's clearly not working. So what they need to do is look back at their most successful games, look who they targeted, talk to the people who made the bloody things, and properly figure out, okay, who is this aimed for? Right, okay, that's who we're aiming for. What makes them really interested in this game? And then talk to the previous developers, be like, oh, okay, so that's what you did to make them, that's what you thought at the time would make them really like it. And then flip and do that again. That's if you want to make money. But put a fresh coat of paint on it. That's what the... it's what we used... That's why we bought sequels to different games. Because it was basically the same game, but with a new story, some, better graphics, and nicer looking armors and weapons. That's why we bought them. Because it was like, hey, that was cool. Oh, it continues the story. Oh, it looks better. Oh, more customization. Hell yeah. Let's do it. But now it's just like, take it away. And then the sequels, oh, we had a little bit more back in and stuff. And people just catching onto it and be like, yo, I ain't interested in this anymore. You destroyed the story. You're not making original anything anymore. There's a ton of books that are probably dying to be made into games or films. And you just can't imagine how, it would really make, like a writer's day. Their book being made into a game, being made into a film or anything, I think it would make their day and be like, whoa, you want to make my universe into a game? You want to take all my mechanics that I've thought up in my brain and make them into a game and be fun and stuff? And they're like, yeah, hell yeah, we want to do it. So let's do it. And then you have an original IP. You can add all these gamify things like customization and all that stuff in. And then presto, you're making money. You're bringing awareness to another IP. People are going and reading the books. And if you play your cards right and buy the rights for a big, a big payoff for the author, then yeah, and then you could hire the author to make the story for the game or whatever. It's just, I don't get what they're doing anymore. I really don't understand it. Like, there's so much stuff you can do, so much, like, it's, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I remember reading some books and stuff, and I was like, this needs to be a TV episode. Stream series or a film or something. This is incredible. I love this. And that it gets made into an audiobook, and I'm hearing these character voices, for the first time. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I imagined him. This is so cool. And then you just, you want more of that kind of thing, but it never manifests. Well, at least we got the audio version. But still, it's like, I want it, even though it's in my head, but because it's written so how it's written, you would be able to translate that into a TV series or a film. But even then, they budget, don't they? Because they need to not do the author's original stuff and slide their own stuff into it, which is unfortunate. Because, it... the person who made it is the best person to consult and to figure out and to write the stuff. Not these other group writers. Get the original author to do it. Or at least someone that's like, yo, this is how you do it. I'm obsessed with this author. I love how they write. I know how they do their stuff, and I'm going to be consulting with them, and we're going to make something fantastic. But they don't do that anymore. They're like, oh, I want to leave my mark here. But you inadvertently, they would leave their mark there if they did a grand, piece of quality content. But they don't. So it's just like, okay. You want to be remembered for the negative reason, then, of being crap. So there you go. And that's why they cancelled The Witcher. But yeah, that's sort of my rant. It's moved over to film and TV production and a bit of gaming. I love ranting about things apparently because I'm so passionate about the things that have been destroyed. Um, but yeah, so it's what a world, eh? It's constantly changing. It's constantly getting worse. But hopefully, you know, people start to realize, oh, well, businesses lose money and be like, oh crap, what does our target audience actually like? How can we make some money again? Oh no, this isn't right. Oh no. Kind of thing. And they will listen eventually when they start to lose money and people don't give a crap about it. And then, there's only like a few 100,000 people instead of the millions that could be watching it. And it's just like, yeah, we've lost the way, haven't we? We need to go back to our roots. We need to research the past projects that made us great. But yeah, that I suppose it could also turn towards Fable. Now, I remember watching the trailer and stuff, and I thought the character was pretty cool. But at the heart, I really liked the first Fable and the second Fable, where you could choose, more the second, like, oh, who do you want to be? Do you want to be a girl or a boy? I think they should take that further. You can be a girl and a boy, and you can dress them how you like. And do, facial features and stuff. I feel like that's the way it goes. So you're the hero in this story, and you, you vanquish all these foes that are causing ish. That's what Fable is. You're a Fable. You have magic. You become a legendary hero and then fade into Fable. And I feel like they've lost that kind of aspect of Fable with if they do what I think they're doing, I'm going to be very concerned. Choosing we're going to go with a set protagonist, I don't feel is the correct evolution. Because when it came to Fable 3, you were so set in stone, being this king, being voice acted, or queen, and you're just like, it really was like, this isn't the Fable, this isn't the escapism that I want. I want to be the hero. I want to feel like I accomplished something in this game. Slew there's these goblins and saved a maiden and stuff like that, or or saved you, a bloke or anything, and you feel great about it when playing as a lady or something. It's just like, these are the emotions people, well, I feel, and other people that I've talked to feel when they play those kind of games. And it's just like, you need to capture that. And if you don't capture that, people ain't going to be interested, And when it comes to open world games in general, I feel like an open world needs to be with a character that you make and are, Like, what works with Dragon's Dogma too is that you made your character and you get to explore this world, and that's really cool. I love that aspect. But where it falls down is the story. I would have loved to, dethrone the fake sovereign, the fake arisen, take up the mantle of being sovereign, have some little quests where we have to figure out disputes within, Grantis, within Vermund and Bakbatal, It would have been so cool, figure out this stuff, and if you really mess it up, it's the starts a war. But if you really do good, it doesn't go bad, and then you still got the looming threat of Gaguri. They really should have pushed Dragon's Dogma's first story and elevated it to something magical, and it's all there. It's so weird seeing the amount of potential that is there, and then it fumbles it, and it's just like, why, what, how? So it's just like, yeah, that's why I can't really play the game until there's new content now, and it's frustrating. because I really wanted. It's such a beautiful open world. It's so great. So run everywhere, explore all this, that, and the other. But it's lost it. Once you've been to every nook and cranny, there isn't the story to invest in again because it's just there's no consequences really. It doesn't feel great. There's no continuation after saving the world or anything. You don't get to explore the world you saved. Even though that's like, the hero doesn't get to, be that person anymore in that world. As well as there's so many, like, what? Like, loop, plot holes and stuff. You're just like, whatever. Whatever. So, yeah, it's, gaming is pretty crap. No. But it's losing its spirit. It's losing its passion. It's losing what made gaming stick around for so long. And it's losing that passion. It's losing the thing that made gamers want to play by being greedy. I feel like they just want to make a product that they can sell over and over again. When it comes to like microtransactions and all these things and stuff, and that doesn't work like that. People don't like that. People right now don't have infinite money. So yeah, you need to sort that out. But overall, it's it's a bad time to be a gamer because we just keep getting there's a few diamonds, but a lot that's coming out is just it is junk food, as someone said. It's just junk. You play for a little bit and then you forget, uninstall it, which is a shame. And that's happening to major franchises that have so much to offer, which is really annoying. So yeah, that's another rant about gaming. Don't, anyone think I'd hate gaming, but I actually really love it. But at the same time, it's frustrating the hell out of me. So yeah. Anyway, that's my 50 cents to it. Leave your opinions down. Let's have a talk. What do you think? Do you think it's getting better, even though the technology is getting better for this stuff? Or you're thinking like people are just losing passion about it? Or people just not hiring writers? What's going on? It's weird. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. God knows what it's going to be. It might be a stream. It might be anything that I want to talk about. But yeah, I'll see you then. Wow, almost half an hour conversation. Jeez. Right, see you then. Bye-bye.